Hi, and welcome back. I am so excited. My name is Angie, and I am pretty much here to just give information at 52 to help prevent for men and women, young men and women, to be honest, with the ultimate goal to teach and train young girls on how to be financially intelligent and to just be equipped to not be how I ended up. And we can talk about that a little bit later. But today I wanted to come and speak on something that has been dear to my heart, which is modesty. You don't see it a lot. Even in the older women, there's a lot of breastage and just skin being shown, and it's very interesting, disheartening, especially just because we are supposed to be examples to the younger generation. And so if we're um, bearing it all and showing it all, then that's kind of being the example to young women. And once I started, I had my daughter at like 32. And a few years before that, was I got I was gonna stop the video, but um I had my daughter at 32. So being that I was older and in the situation that I still am in, I can't wait to be able to talk to you guys. But I learned a lot of stuff, I feel a little later. I just had a real good soft life, soft family life. And I just wasn't, instructed on like all the snakes in the world or how people don't want the best intentions for you or even how to, look for the right partner in life and just a lot of different things that I just felt I missed. And mind you, my parents came from a generation or the era where they didn't really talk. They led by example. Great job, great dad, all the things. They did the best that they could do. I can't fault them at all, but with my personality and just who I am, I would have loved to, or I found out how important it is for fathers to instruct their daughters and to just give them game, but definitely to instruct them on, who to be with and why, and no one deserves you, and, you know, um, just all the things that can kind of at least give you a discernment is the word I'm looking for. Discernment and wisdom on the wrong people when they enter your life. And that could be friends, coworkers, bosses, but definitely in love relationships. But modesty, that came up for me. Now, when I was younger, I wore short skirts and different things, more revealing um, clothes, I should say. But it ended. But what I wanted to say was a lot of my teachings and my awareness came once I kind of realized that there was just a lot that I didn't know. And then a lot of me, with me being in the situation that I got out of, just a lot that I found that I just did not know. And I can't say modesty wasn't one of them, but what I was trying to say is that I taught my daughter early on so she could know early on and value self-worth, rejection, boundaries, and modesty was one of the things. And modesty, what I always tease her, and she's not really not been modest, but it's been a time when she's showing too much, or I'll just play with her and be like, looks like we're, showing daddy issues. And there's something in my eye. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but to me, that is part of it. If there is a broken relationship and there is um, some type of wound or lack of instruction, like I said, or something missing, some a desire for attention, whatever it is, um, it will show up, and it will show up in revealing too much. Um, there is a reason behind why women reveal too much. And that is just something that I want to touch on. I didn't want to get on, touch on it to the level where I'm judging or, saying too much outside of be mindful of how you present yourself in public. And this is for the younger generation, the younger people. How you present yourself in public is exactly how people will treat you, how they will perceive you, how they will judge you. And judging isn't right, but it's just something that we all do. And so it's also a distraction. We want to be mindful of how we are responsible one way or another for the thoughts that we can put out there for people looking at us and looking at our body parts. We want to, outside of protecting ourselves, we want to be protective of the men and young boys and anybody else that can be um, kind of influenced and tainted, triggered. Some people have issues out here, and we all do have a responsibility. And no one's saying that you have to, wear a potato sack or anything like that. But when you have all your breasts exposed and you just see like no bras, women with huge boobs, and you can be liberal, you can be all the things that you want, but if you are maybe I'm talking to believers or people that are interested in having a moral compass or interested in just presenting themselves well. um there's just a way to do certain things, and the first thing is just having a supportive bra and covering up. You don't have to show everything. You really don't. I feel some type of way if there's, cleavage or whatever. Also, when I think about it, like my brothers are watching my channels and my stations and my social media. And the last thing I want to do is just be revealed or just halfway naked with them watching. And maybe that's just me. But when I think of that, that is just something that doesn't sit right with me, and I know it can't sit right with them. And then how it's just videos where women just have all their chest out, no bras, and it's just a distraction to where me as a straight heterosexual woman at 52 years old can barely watch videos because your focus just goes right there where the exposed areas. And the same thing with men with tight pants, and it's just things are appropriate or they're not, and why you're doing it, especially if you're doing it intentionally to uh, um, bring about some type of arousal, or you're being seductive or whatever that is. You need to visit what that is, because it goes beyond you and whatever you're trying to present to other people. It really can just be a problem. Either way it goes, look up modesty, read on modesty, especially if you are a believer. It speaks about modesty in the Bible. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. I think it's important. I'm glad that my daughter, at this point in time, she's not even 20 yet, that she has been and is modest. So I'm very proud of that. But, things could change. But also, I've trained her up to be that way. So I'm not worried about her returning to modesty or covering up or just having a conscious of how she's presenting herself. So modesty is important. I believe us older women have an example to set for the young women, as well as being examples and models for what young men should be able to look at and to look for. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. And as I go on, my YouTube channels and the presentations and everything, I believe will get better. I know they will, but at this point in time, I am just trying to tape, trying to stay on target, and trying to be faithful with getting my videos out and getting the word out. There's a lot in me, and I want to die empty. All right, bye, y'all.